Yes, when you go against this part two, when you again go against the nature, the moody nature that God has created us to reflect His goodness, that is going against the purpose for which the success, prosperity, your product, your services is being given unto you. Relationship, when you use them contrary to the purpose, which is to align to reflect the workmanship that you are, those things are in your hand, to reflect the goodness of God, because that's what Ephesians 2:10 said, that we are God's workmanship, where He displayed the good nature, His goodness, His good heart. That's the molding. He has already molded us that way. So when we will stop doing that, what will happen is this: we have veered off from the purpose for the product, the services, the success He has given us. Pain comes, oppression comes. And these are the things that God said are not in the plans and purposes of God for us. How do I know? In Isaiah 54:14, He said what? He said that oppression shall be far removed from us. It shall not come near us, because it is evil. Why? Ecclesiastes 7:7 said that oppression makes even a wise person to be mad. That's why God does not want it in our border. We shall not share border with border of wickedness. These are the wicked acts. Now, when we start doing all those, how do we do it and how do we bring pains? For example, people are doing fraudulent things. The duty bearer that are supposed to stop those things are aiding them and using their spaces to allow those things to continue. Pain will come, oppression will continue. It does not reflect the goodness of God. For example, a person that collected the money that is not meant for him through scam and all these fraudulent activities, about how many billions he now collected this money and call it success. Now he rally around the people that will now, he use the same money he calls success to now use the same money to hire lawyers, their services, to suppress, subjugate the same person that is the rightful owner of the money. You will say it's not possible, but it's happening. If you are thinking that it's too far away removed from what is happening, leave that one, because you will not be able. I don't want to go into argument with you whether it happened or not. But this is my own experience, practical experience in life. Now, you know that in Nigeria, where they talk about terrorism, people say Boko Haram is evil and it's a terrorist organization. We have other people that carry the same act that Boko Haram carries, like they call them bandits, but the same activities they do, the same thing that Boko Haram does. They do. They displace people, they kill people, maim people, do gang raping, hostage taking, kidnapping, and forced religious conversion and all those evil. Now, those people that say they don't know who those people are, what happened? The same people who say they don't know who those people are, now when those people finish displacing people out of their own ancestral land, guess what? The same people who say they don't know who are those people are that oftentimes the ones that will go and occupy the ancestral home of those people that are killed, displaced, and all that. So what does it show? It shows gains of oppression, and it shows these things are not in the good nature of God. So if you now claim you do not know, and you're a lawyer and you are supporting this, and using your services to render evil services, or you are using your space, either high-tech technology, big tech, and all those kind of gadgets that you supply to people to do all those kind of atrocities, you displace them of their services, of their product, of their rightful property rights and other things. And then you that claim you don't know who are the people doing it, now those things are found in you or within your sight, or you are benefiting from all the product and services of another person, their intellectual property rights, or their money and the entitlement that are not due to you, but you know that those things are paid inside your account, and you connive with the other people and use the money that are from that to hire people to go and pomade those people and silence them and subjugate them so that nobody will hear what is happening. Either they die before or they are subdued not to talk again. This is exactly what is happening. You either coerce them, subdue them, so that nobody will know the atrocity, the same money that you have already exploited from them. Why did Kamas say what? He said wealth is acquired by exploiting others and using, abusing them. That's exactly what is happening. You now harness the product and services that are not your own, and now you use it, or entitlement that are not your own, and you now use the same resources to hire more hand to either pummel those people, to coerce them to submission, or to make them voiceless, that and use high tech to block them so that no one will even hear what is happening. Either they die in depression or out of heartbroken. Many people are dying and going this way. But Mercy Gabriel will not die. You see that my product and services that are hacked by people, harnessed and harvested and given to other people to operate, or marketed in different places, or paid entitlements that are not supposed to be their own. You see it? I will not die for them to eat it and enjoy it and silence me. I have a cousin and other people that have died. They died out of religiosity and all that. Me, I'm not a religious person. I am a covenant child of God who knows her rights, and that is against anti-covenant for another person to walk, or another person to go and take what is your entitlement and use it again to, not only that he took it, that is also using it to fight against you, subdue you, subjugate you, coerce you, and silence you, pummel you until you die, so that nobody will know what will happen. You know that Naboth was pummeled and he died, and Ahab collected his vineyard. But it didn't stop there. The story showed the consequences. That prophetic cooking I did in 2012, the relationship has changed. Event has changed, circumstances has changed, time and tide and every other thing have changed. But the word of God has not changed. It remained the same. And all those prophetic pronunciations I made at the National Commission for Refugees, by going there to cook for a sluggish and slow system that are deliberately suffering widows, to rob them of their entitlement, and continue orchestrated, state-sponsored suffering and violence against widows. And I have words I have spoken, not only to elements that God has created to bring the pleasure of God and the goodness of God, and silence oppression and evil in that regard. I spoke specific things which cannot be changed, because God is God everywhere, in the land, on the sea, in the valley, in the gully. Anywhere you call him, he is the same God who will uphold his word. That is the nature of God. So stop disturbing yourself, recruiting more people to silence me, because Mercy Gabriel cannot be silenced. If you have collected my book, my services, my product, and you are among the people that have now recruited into this particular gangster, you cannot stop me. You know what the Bible said? I know it very well, and I hold the word of God, which is unfailable. Human beings can fail. Relationship can change. Times and tides, circumstances can change. But the word of God has never failed. That's why I hold it to hold my dream. And that's what has seen me from the valley to the all the phases of turns and twists of life. And that's why I said, the other people that are dying out of religiosity. I will not die by tying her tie upside down, or wearing gown that will touch the ground, without understanding that justice is what is righteousness, and understanding that to do mercy and justice is the basis of what we are talking about, any religion in the world. That is it. I am not deceived not to know that orchestrated suffering, state-sponsored terrorism against widow is evil. I am not deceived not to know that they are using the apparatus of the government to be harassing people And the people that are even recruited after I wrote letter in 2012 to the Inspector General of Police, to date, nothing has happened. The duty bearer has not seen the reason to stop the orchestrated suffering against a widow. So what do you call it? Do you call it oppression or what? It's not oppression. You are far from the truth. You know why? Because I will not die. I will sit down and harness my product, my services from wherever is scammed, under whoever that I have been passed to, and all my entitlement that are due to me, known and unknown. So you are joking, because I'm a covenant child of God with word embedded inside of me. I know my covenant rights. You cannot work and another person will harvest. That is anti-covenant. And I will not die for another person to eat what is mine. Are you getting it? So all this product of going to put pressure so that she will die, those that are dying do not understand the word of God. I am not going to die. I will stay and be a living legend for my product and services to go throughout all the universe, and the result and reward and all the entitlements due to it will accrue to me. Known and unknown. So if you are still treading the old path of recruiting more people so that you put pressure and break her down, so silence and coerce her, use the money, it doesn't work with me. You are high tech and all those things cannot work. I am Mercy Gabriel, a covenant child of God who knows our rights in God and in the real human law. Are you getting it? So it will not work with me. So pack you are this thing, because the battle has not only started today. You are just waking up. It started how many years back? If you are just waking up, wake up very well and text the test of coffee. It has begun.